I don't understand how children Bibles can get that to be non-graphic. It's really interesting, but no, I just have the gun out. You're joking. Okay, I want a gapple, please. So anyways, right. So at this party where Samson's at, basically what happens is he gives a riddle to these dudes. He makes a bet with them. You know how it is, right? You make a bet at your wedding. He's like, I'm gonna give you guys a riddle. If you can solve it, I will give all of you guys like 30 really expensive, basically at that point Gucci linen type stuff.
Yeah.
But if I win, you guys all gotta give me individually uh the same type of linen and Gucci stuff. And they're like, alright. And after 3 days, you realize, wait a minute, this is a stupidly hard riddle. So they go up to Samson's bride to be and go, if you do not tell us the answer to this riddle, we are going to go to your house and burn it down with your father inside. Because they did not want to lose that much money. And after days of yeah, sure, we can do it. After days of pestering, on the 7th day, the final day, they were allowed to like solve the riddle before they had to pay up. I'm dead. I don't know. Anyways, after on the 7th day, he tells the answer to the riddle. I actually think I have the riddle here. Let me get it. Alright, here's the riddle. Out of the one who eats came something to eat. Out of the strong came something sweet. What is the answer? What is? Out of the one who eats came something to eat. Out of the strong came something sweet. Mm-hmm. Do you got an answer, or do you want me to tell you? Because it also gives the answer in like the next paragraph.
He got that.
Would I be able to answer it? No. And that's the same reason 30 dudes with their heads stuck together could not answer it. Okay, here's the answer. What is sweeter than blank? What is stronger than a blank? Important part are 2 words. Alright, well, the answer is what is sweeter than honey? What is stronger than a lion? Yeah, I know, right? Anyways, he straight up says, dude, if you guys had not like basically screwed with my wife to be, you would not have gotten that answer. Then the Spirit of God came upon him. Because remember, he's like a Nazarite, right? So he's basically superhuman. And straight up what he does is he goes down to the town of Ashkelon, killed 30 men, took their belonging, and gave the clothing of the men he killed to the dudes he owed the clothing to. Samson here has a lot of anger issues. So anyways, Samson is really mad about what happened. He's furious. So he goes back home to live with his mom and his dad, because he's going to be in their basement, I guess. Don't remember that part. So his wife was literally given to the best man. Because in case you didn't realize, women didn't really have rights then. So basically his best man got a free wife that day. Not gonna lie, this makes me want to be best men now.
You want to dip.
I want to be people's best man now. So anyways, so this is later on during a wheat harvest. Samson took a young goat to his wife because I think him and his wife still ended up together. I think. I just think the best man is also in this relationship now, though I could be wrong about that. Samson took a young goat to his wife because everyone loves goats. And he he said, "I'm going into my wife's room to sleep with her, but her father wouldn't let him in." Right, here we go. Sorry, Samson said he was going to go sleep with his wife in his room because they're married. They can do that now. But the wife's dad straight up said, "No, you're not going in. I truly thought you must," because yeah, sorry. Samson thinks he's married to his wife. The real issue is the dad has to kind of explain, yeah, about that. I thought you hated my daughter, so I gave her to your best man. But look, and here's the dad's logic here. Look, her younger sister is even more beautiful than she is. Marry her instead. And Samson just gives like almost a supervillain quote to these people. He gives the most like ominous line to this dad. "This time I can't be blamed for everything I'm going to do to you Philistines." I think he took that well. Yeah, that's fine. And let me think, right. So basically he caught 300 foxes and he tied their tails together in pairs
Hold
and
on.
he fastened a torch. Yeah?
Got like 200 foxes.
They're dead at this point. Yeah, PETA, call PETA. And he tied their tails together, and then he fastened a torch to those kind of pairs, and then, oh, sorry, the foxes are still alive at that point. I guess he put them in a pit. He lit the torches on the foxes' tails, and while they're still tied together, he lets them run through the grain fields, like the farming places of the Philistines. And he burned literally like all of their grain to the ground. Yeah, oh cool. Blue's attacking green. Um, including the sheaves. He also destroyed their vineyards and olive groves. Who did this? The Philistines were asking. And everyone was like, Samson. Because your Philistine father-in-law basically said, a father-in-law of the Philistines said I was giving her to the best man, the people say. So Samson here isn't the happiest, obviously, considering he just ruined a whole town's supply of food for like the whole year. Ooh, I'm gonna put those away. Um. Anyways, you know what? They decided right now we can't take out Samson. So you know what they do? They go to the wife who isn't married to Samson, and they go to the husband who isn't related to Samson at all, and Samson isn't really enjoying right now. And they go and then they burned them alive. They burned them to death. Samson here learns of this, and he goes, and he kind of does a vow. He won't rest until he kills all of them. And so he straight up attacked them, and after killing a lot of them, he goes and he lives in a cave. By the rock of Edom, whatever that is. Anyways, the Philistines retaliated by going with Judah and spreading out by Lehi. And they started kind of attacking the Jews, and that they had them go after Samson and try to capture him. The 3,000 dudes of Judah went down to that rock, and they were like, "Dude, don't you realize what you're doing to your people? The Philistines rule us." And so Samson says, "I only did equal eye for an eye type situation." But the men of Judah were like, "We're gonna tie you up, And they tied him up and handed him over to the Philistines. Oh Lord, what happens next is about to be graphic. Let me tell you that.
Graphic 1 in the title here.
It's gonna be slightly graphic because of what he does to those people, basically. So basically, while Samson's being led in, once again the Spirit of the Lord comes upon him, like last time he was angry, and he breaks the rope binding his wrists together, and he picks up the jawbone of a dead donkey and killed around 1,000 Philistines with it, because this is about a city.
With a fucking donkey's broken jaw.
Yeah, dude, have you ever felt bone? That sounds hard, man.
And just has a fucking goat jaw.
Once again, I'll review. This might it's gonna start to sound unbelievable to you, but like that's the whole thing. The God can do supernatural things and he helps humans do things they wouldn't normally be able to do. That's God's whole thing. He does these miracles, and then it's up to humans if they decide they want to believe in him after he shows them all these things, which Jesus actually shows in a parable. This will be the end. So basically, he basically, after killing those dudes and basically boasting, they named the hill Jawbone Hill because of what happened there. Taking out blue, and all right, I'm about to go in a minute. This is nearing the end of my time.
Just finish this game.
I'm gonna try and finish. I'm gonna really just go and take them out. Samson was thirsty after that, and he cried out to God, and literally God caused water to gush out of the ground for him. And that spring is apparently still in Lehi by the time this was written, because Lehi, I'm pretty sure, isn't a town anymore, because it kind of got wasted away. Gray's taking out red right now, so both grays are at red. We can take out a gray.
Behind you, though.
So let's think what happens.
Done.
Anyways, Samson falls in love with a new lady because his wife. Oh, crap.
Alright, well,
His,
I guess that's hopeless.
yeah. Alright, let's see. Oh, pink's coming to gray. So, Monsieur, Samson falls in love with a new lady, and the Philistines. Okay. The Philistines paid her a huge amount of money to figure out what is Samson's weakness.
He goes right behind. Gun. Use the gun. Show us those FPS skills.
Oh, okay, you went melee. Well, this is the end of me, I guess. So I'll tell you what happens in a really big summary. Samson is revealed to have his hair to be his one weakness. She cuts his hair, and then he's taken to a Philistine temple where they kind of laugh at him and mock him before they're going to kill him because he killed a lot of their people. So, Samson cries out to God like one final time, and this huge temple with like over many thousand people, because this is like huge, like this is a palace worthy. And God gives him strength. And in this final bit, after having his eyes gorged out, and he being bloody and whipped all over, being unable to see, basically unable to do anything, he crushes the pillars with the last bit of his strength that God gives him, and he kills like everyone in there. He collapses the building on the ball. Yeah, pretty much he kamikazed them. Well, this is the end of me. I'm out. See ya.